Hello, everyone. Happy September. It is the first week of September. I am excited for fall, but not for it to be dark at like 5 p.m. That's the only thing I don't like about fall. And that's the one thing that I really like about summer. I'm not really a heat person, but you get to wear a cute outfit, cute shorts, but uh, I like that the sun is out until like 8 p.m. That's great for me. As always, obligatory self promotion. Check out my poetry book, What If I Ruled the World? Poems inspired by music. The back, little cutie on the back. It's always linked in my link tree, linked in the description. All my social media is linked in the description if you want to follow me anywhere else. Um, yeah, I do not include my Facebook because I think Facebook should only be for your people you actually know. Because I don't know, it seems right for Facebook. But yeah, so there's that. I feel like we have not been on the couch in a while, so I decided to come back here. Even though sometimes it's easier to be at the computer because I'm already typing or I'm already applying for jobs or already doing something, but here we are. Hopefully the mic is good here because I have my iPad I'm going to be reading from, so I was like, it's going to be too many things in my hand. So hopefully, sound will be all right. So I'm continuing to review all of my favorite horror movies. At number 8 is the movie Raw. Is a French coming of age body horror drama film. Say that 5 times fast. Is directed by Julia Ducournau. No, now you Ducournau. Now you. I probably butchered that. I actually tried to practicing the actor cast names, but not the director. So sorry to Julia, but this movie good. The movie's great. So shout out to her. It was released March 15th, 2017. I think it was released. I think that was a U.S. date. Okay, so the cast is Garnance Marley Marley as Justine, Ella Rumpf. Probably the F is probably silent. Rump. That's what we're gonna go with. As Alexa, she's also called Alex. Raba. I'm gonna skip his middle name. Uf, Ufula, Ufella as Adrian. Maybe I didn't practice enough, like I thought. Laurent Lucas as father, and it's called dad. He's the dad, their dad. Joanna Priest as mother. She's just the mom. They were like, we don't have time to give them names, so they don't have no names. All right, synopsis is so if you read the synopsis on Wikipedia, it's gonna spoil the twist, which I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like you kind of don't need to know the twist because then you'll watch the movie and you'll know what's gonna happen. You might not know exactly what's gonna happen, but you know that you'll know the twist. But you'll know like what happens because of. So the synopsis that I got was I think from it's from IMDb or Google, one of them. Stringent vegetarian Justine encounters a decadent, merciless, and dangerously seductive world during her first week at veterinary school. Desperate to fit in, she strays from her principles and eats raw meat for the first time. The young woman soon experiences terrible and unexpected consequences as her true self begins to emerge. Now, you can kind of guess from that without them just spoiling. But anyway, where can you stream it? You can stream it on YouTube, Google Play, Movies and TV, Apple TV. I rented it from Apple TV and Fandango at home. It was on Amazon Prime, but it's not now. I don't know why. But they do that sometimes. Like they'll have the movie there, but then they'll not be available. I guess it's only available for certain times. But I rented it from Apple TV. It was only $3.99. But YouTube, I thought I could rent it from YouTube, but you can only buy it. And I'm like, and it's like $15. And it's like, I'm not buying any digital like movies because then just take it off. So I just need to get it on DVD. That's what that says. And I'm definitely a connoisseur of digital media. I mean, physical media. I will get everything on DVD. It's all right with me. All right, so I'm going to get to my pros and my cons and my overall opinion. So my pros are number one, the story is very straightforward and simple. It's confined mostly to the college, so there's not too many settings you have to remember. It's easy to follow and understand what Justine is going through as it's happening. Just on college. They do have scenes where it's like, I'm talking about the setting later, but they have it all over the campus. You're in the lunchroom, you're in class, you're all kind of stuff, all kind of stuff happening. You're partying, so it's a pretty isolated. So um, and the story is straightforward. It shows Justine going uh with her family a little bit before, then her going to college, and her experiencing all this. And there's another like big thing that happens, but of course I'm not gonna spoil it. And then you see the aftermath of that, and then the ending is pretty shocking. But of course I'm not gonna spoil it. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You see that she eats. Basically, they're getting hazed for like a week or two. I'm not really sure how long the hazing lasts. I've never been hazed. Um, and then you see the effects from the hazing, how that affects her life and her sister's life. Because and I said this in my short video. The parents met there and they fell in love there, and I'm guessing they went through all the same things. Um, but we'll talk about something in the ending that I'm not gonna spoil, but I'm gonna give like a kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but it's not spoiling what it is. I don't know if that's gonna make sense, but you'll see when I get there. My second pro are the characters. Justine and Alex are a great sister duo. Even when they fight, they still come back together and are supportive of one another. So they get into like a huge fight. So Alex does something mean to Justine, like embarrassing, like in front of a lot of other people. And so of course Justine is pissed, so she goes and which I've never been in a fight, but girls they love to pull hair. She just come in and pull. I'm like, square up for real. Like all we do is pulling hair, but they do other stuff. But yeah, that's what happens. And then when they, but then when they get separated, like because of I think the people around them are not like are kind of like treating it as like a joke as versus like actual sisters fighting, and it's kind of they're kind of disrespected by girls, and so then the girls gotta stand up for each other. I think both actresses played their parts very well and authentically. I think they both did things that were realistic to their characters and to the story. And they do have a bit of a rivalry. I don't have, I mean, I have a brother, I don't have a sister, but me and my brother have the same dad but different moms, so we didn't grow up together per se. So I don't really have like a understanding of this, but I understand it, but I don't have experience. That's what I mean, experience with this. So it's really interesting to see that like I think Alex is jealous of Justine because I want to say in one part of the movie she says something about her being the perfect child or something like that. Which I will say, Alex is pretty rebellious, but they're in college, so you gonna be going, you might be going crazy in college. And the next pro is the music. I wish I could play it. I don't know. If anybody can tell me for sure. I don't know how the copyrights work for YouTube. I'm not trying to get into trouble, but when I watch a lot of videos about music, and like there's this guy, his name is Twink182, and I guess it'd be 182, and he don't be when he talking about it. He does a lot of videos about musicians and music, so that probably a good idea that yeah, it's gonna be copyright claimed. But if you watch the movie, you will notice music's really good. Um, the music from each scene definitely fit them. When Justine is transforming, there was like this Frankenstein-ish music. It's kind of like I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like strings and like pianos, and it just Reminds me of like a Frankenstein, like an old monster movie, and how like they would play things. It's really good. And then in the party scenes, they had music that fit perfectly, and even the lyrics matched what was going on. Um, they had the techno, the party music, but then even the lyrics were like relevant to what was going on. So it was really good attention to detail. There's a scene of Justine dancing in the mirror, trying to hype herself up because of the change that she's going through. She's kind of attracted to her roommate, but he's gay. But she kind of gets up. She's like building up the courage to like make a pass. Um, which I'm not gonna spoil how that goes. And oh, and she's also kissing herself in the mirror. That was a little cringy. Not gonna lie. And the music is kind of like dominatrix feeling. She's like, I'm trying to remember the French rapper was saying. She was like, basically, kind of like, oh, I'm in control kind of thing, and you're my pet or something like that. But it made sense to like her to build up herself. She's dancing. She's wearing this dress that her sister gave her to go out in, and she's trying to hype herself up. She's feeling herself. Like I said, it is cringy, but she is very sheltered, and she has like a real taste of freedom at school. And you could like, and you can tell, I feel like this movie could also be a metaphor for just normal going to college, getting freedom, and going a little too far. You know. And my last pro is the setting. The college setting makes the story characters very isolated, so you are like focused on everything that happens to them, and the setting people are familiar with to like ground the story once it goes into more darker elements because it does get really dark. Um, and then especially a specialty school, it makes the story more unique and like something different because I did not know that y'all be partying at these uh specialty schools. Like you in law school and then you go and you go to a frat party after. Like, I did not know that. And especially with the twist to be studying animals, for the twist to have nothing to do with animals is really interesting. Um, there is something like when Justine does the really horrible, not Justine, when Alex does the really horrible thing to Justine and people are recording it, it's really interesting because it does not involve an animal. And I'm like, you're at a veterinary school. Why do you have this at the veterinary school? And you know what I'm talking about. If you, um, I'll just tell you, it's a human body that's involved in the scene, but why is it at the veterinary school? It's very strange. Um, but yeah, those are my pros. And then I have one con, and it's the ending. Of course, no spoilers. They reveal something important about the women in the family, however, but we never get to explore it. So something is occurring with all of the women. So it started with the mom, and then it's going to the daughters. And I wish that aspect was explored more before the ending, because then the twist could have been explained and explored more. And why did eating the rabbit livers create a change in these women? And are there other women in the family affected? Like so much could have been explored more, but we didn't get that. And the ending is crazy. I feel like the thing there's like two crazy things that happen in the end, but the very ending is uh actually like super weird, very intense. So yeah, that's but yeah, no spoilers. All right, so here's my overall opinion. I'm usually not a body horror gal, and even some of the scenes in this movie did make me a little queasy. I was like, ooh, trying to keep it together, but I still think it's worth a watch. Would not recommend eating while you're watching it. I was eating when I was started watching it, and then I got towards the middle, and I was like, oh, can't watch this while I'm eating. Um, Even though I knew what happened because I've seen the movie before, but I was still trying to chow down while I was watching it. I love the coming of age element of Justine finding herself and coming out of her shell. I think some things the sisters did to each other was fucked up though. Like the scene with uh, where Justine, I mean not Justine, I keep going to movies, where Alex was messing with Justine with the human body, and then all these people recording. Um, so yeah, but in the end, they end up making up. They have each other's back. I think the college setting made the twist really stand out. The music definitely set the mood for each scene, and the story was simple but poignant. Of course, it's a 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend. Don't be afraid of subtitles. I do think, though, that this will be the last foreign film on the list. I think everything else is like American after this. So I did not really know what to do. So I wrote an acrostic poem because I didn't really have a rant or like anything else I wanted to explore about the movie. Although I feel like you could explore more about the movie and what the twist symbolized, but I didn't want to spoil the twist. So I wrote a acrostic poem and it's called Raw. Ready to devour you and have you all to myself. Can't wait to get you all alone. That's what I got. Have you seen the movie Raw? Do you like it? Do you love it? Like I do. Do you not like it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you all next week.